Investigators in Sebastian County are trying to figure out what led up to a triple shooting in Bonanza. Deputies are releasing very few details, but they do confirm a woman named Charity Powell and her 2 children were shot and killed. The Sebastian County Sheriff's Office say they responded to a welfare check at a home in Bonanza just after 9:30 Wednesday morning. Inside, deputies found the body of Charity Powell and 2 children. Law enforcement confirms all 3 were shot and killed. The sheriff's office has released very few details with no suspect or motive named. Powell's father says he's holding on to pictures and memories of his daughter and grandchildren.
I have lots more pictures of them that are very valuable to
She
me.
just got baptized.
A lot more than they was yesterday before they died.
Yeah.
She was just baptized.
The Sebastian County Sheriff's Office declined an on-camera interview, but says this is an active investigation and that there's no ongoing threat to the public. We'll keep following this story. You can find the latest developments from investigators on our free 5 News app and on our website, 5newsonline.com. New at noon, 1 person has died in a helicopter crash in Mays County, Oklahoma. It happened this morning near Locust Grove, Oklahoma, which is about 50 miles east of Tulsa. Oklahoma Highway Patrol has not released the identity. A cause of the crash has also not yet been determined. We're taking a closer look at a troubling case out of Drew County, Arkansas. Former Arkansas State Police trooper is accused of planting drugs during a traffic stop nearly 2 years ago. The woman involved has since been cleared, and she's now sharing her story. This was back in December 2023. Amanda Prince was pulled over for driving on a suspended license. She says former trooper Christian Morphus then planted cocaine in her car, a charge she later faced in court. Dashcam footage, she claims, shows Morphus staging the discovery. A jury eventually cleared Prince, and Morphus was fired earlier this year after an internal investigation found multiple policy violations, including improper prisoner handling and documentation.
Homeless for 8 months. I lost my deceased father's truck. Family, friends. There's not a whole lot that they can replace with money. Like my deceased father's truck, they can never replace. I can never replace that. So I don't know how you put a monetary value on it. But accountability for sure, transparency.
Morphus is now facing a decertification hearing early next year, though he has not been charged with a crime. The Maysville volunteer firefighter critically injured in a motorcycle crash is now recovering in a Colorado hospital. The fire department shared this photo of Colby Amos, saying he's making strides in Denver. You can even see he's got a smile on his face. Now, just weeks ago, he was on a ventilator and unable to speak. The chief says Colby is Maysville strong. We told you he was in that crash last month when on his way to EMT training. We will continue to keep you posted on his recovery. A former Fort Smith doctor pleaded guilty and was sentenced for multiple sexual assault charges. LaDarrell Langford was arrested in April after police say he sexually assaulted a person. They also say they found thousands of sexually explicit videos on Langford's devices, which he videotaped with hidden cameras. Langford was also charged with drugging a victim, and court documents say he was caught on video swapping medicine with sleeping pills. He was sentenced to 110 years in prison. Well, protesters gathered on Thursday to push back against SWEPCO's proposed rate hike in Northwest Arkansas. They argue customers cannot absorb another increase. The plan would raise the average bill by about $17.50 a month. College students, landlords, and renters all say the added cost would hit already tight budgets.
I've been really interested in the SWEPCO rate case as well, because as a college student, and I know other college students, we don't have enough money to pay for these rate increases.
SWEPCO says its rates would remain about 20% below the national average, noting the money would fund grid improvements and new renewable energy investments. In Franklin County, major budget cuts could mean cutting several emergency management positions. The cuts would eliminate 1 courthouse security guard, 2 911 dispatch positions, and 2 roles on an EMS truck. The county currently staffs 3 24-hour trucks, but this change would shift one of them to only 12 hours. If it's approved, the cuts would take effect January 1st. The Franklin County judge says he wants residents to know they will still receive full-time care.
We will still be providing full-time services for our EMS and our dispatch. They shouldn't even notice the difference. It just pulls at my heartstrings to have to see positions eliminated.
He says each position cut would save the county between $60,000 and $85,000. The Budget Committee has already approved the proposed cuts. They're now set to go before the Quorum Court next Thursday, and Bowman says he expects they will pass. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is facing intensifying questions in Washington over the Trump administration's strikes on alleged drug boats off the coast of Venezuela and a Pentagon watchdog report into this use of the messaging app Signal. Natalie Brand has the latest from the White House.
The U.S. military announced a 20-second strike on an alleged drug boat Thursday, killing 4 people the administration identifies as narco-terrorists. It comes as Operation Southern Spear faces increased scrutiny on Capitol Hill, with lawmakers questioning Navy Admiral Frank Bradley Thursday about a second strike on a boat in September that killed 2 survivors of an initial attack. Congressman Jim Himes, the top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, was among those shown unedited footage of the incident.
What I saw in that room was one of the most troubling things I've seen in my time in public service. You have 2 individuals in clear distress, without any means of locomotion, with a destroyed vessel, who are killed by the United States.
But Republican Tom Cotton, who chairs the Senate Intelligence Committee, called the strikes lawful.
I saw 2 survivors trying to flip a boat loaded with drugs down for the United States, back over, so they could stay in the fight.
Lawmakers from both parties said Admiral Bradley told them Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth did not give the order to, quote, kill them all, as was reported by the Washington Post.
The White House has made clear President Trump remains confident in Secretary Hegseth, even as some Democratic lawmakers call for him to resign, especially in light of a new Pentagon Inspector General report.
The report found Hegseth did not comply with Defense Department policies when he used his personal cell phone and the messaging app Signal to relay sensitive military information about an operation in Yemen in March to other top administration officials. The report also found Hegseth's actions created a risk to operational security that could have resulted in failed U.S. mission objectives and potential harm to U.S. pilots. Hegseth described the report as a total exoneration, saying no classified information was shared. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
The report noted that Secretary Hegseth has the authority to declassify information, but also said based on its review, some of the details shared matched information sent as secret. Well, the FBI arrested a Virginia man accused of placing a pair of pipe bombs outside the headquarters of the Republican and Democratic National Parties on the eve of the January 6th Capitol attack. According to an FBI affidavit, law enforcement used credit card purchases, cell phone data, and a license plate reader to zero in on the suspect, identified as Brian Cole Jr. Well, a reminder for you today, Chief Meteorologist Scott Covert and 5 News are helping spread warmth for our A Coat for Christmas drive. It benefits the Salvation Army of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. You can find drop-off sites at Mathis Brothers Sleep Store in Fort Smith, Lazy Boy in Springdale, and Ashley Furniture Stores in Fort Smith and Rogers. And 'tis the season for our holiday turkey and ham giveaway. Starting on Monday, we're giving 5 winners a turkey and ham for their holiday feast. We'll be announcing those winners on your 5 News at 6, Monday through Friday through December 12th. All you have to do is text HOLIDAY to the number there on your screen, 479-785-5000. Razorback fans are getting their first real look at new head coach Ryan Silverfield, and many say Thursday's introduction gave them a clearer sense of the program's direction. He outlined his philosophy, his expectations for the team, and his commitment to the Arkansas community. Silverfield also spoke about building a competitive culture and what he believes the team can accomplish in his first season.
We can start rebuilding the culture the moment we step down. The moment I had the opportunity to sit face to face with these guys and talk to them and see what they're all about and tell them what I'm all about and how we're going to do this thing together.